Okay. Yeah, it looks like we are live. Let's see. All right, everyone. How is how's your week? How's your week so far? So basically, just want to quickly check. Hi, everyone. This is Jason. Welcome to my usual Sunday Ask Me Anything session. And what we do is very simple. I'm just gonna come live for half an hour every week, every Sunday, to answer your questions about Facebook advertising and YouTube marketing. Now we actually started expanding into YouTube marketing last 2 weeks, I think, like a couple of weeks ago, because I actually launched my YouTube coaching program and accumulating whatever I have learned in the past 1 year, close to 2 years now, actually in kind of like using YouTube marketing to grow my business. So that's another pillar of my business that I am actually launching right now. So, but fundamentally, if you are new to me, I am Jason. I specialize in Facebook advertising. So essentially, what we do in the past many years, in fact, I actually started Facebook advertising in 2009. Started my small boutique agency in 2010, and over the years, we have worked with hundreds of businesses from all around the world in managing their Facebook ads campaign. Now, while agency is something that's quite fun, but I decided that I want to go full force into training. I, in fact, started training in 2016, and over the years, I learned with over 5,000 individuals from over 27 countries right now. It's a very interesting journey if you talk about training compared to running an agency. I mean, as an agency, you can only work with that amount of clients because eventually there is some like kind of like fee boundaries or so-called because you charge a certain amount. You have to charge a certain amount because you have to survive, right? So we only get to work with certain, that number of clients that we can work with. Then eventually I kind of like burn myself out, and eventually training and coaching becomes something that I truly enjoy. So yeah, basically, if you have any questions, that's how it works, right? All you need to do is to post your questions in my any of my Facebook, YouTube videos, or just create a post in my Facebook group. Either one you're in, basically, don't worry. What we're gonna do is we're gonna bring the questions over to really answer your questions over here. Now, before we jump right into it, actually, somebody commented on YouTube. This is H4 Hollywood. Say, how much interest is best? 1, 2, 12, 10. I don't really understand this. And then you're saying that you want to target Pakistani in Saudi mother. I actually have kind of like not too sure. You want to target Indian in Saudi, all right? Pakistan in Canada. Wow, that's a very interesting combination that you have. Pakistan in Australia. I'm just bringing this comments being posted in my YouTube video over here from H4 Hollywood, and I wish to guide you like this same all countries. You see, here's what I think about audience targeting. Basically, all you need to do is you just have to understand the fundamental of audience targeting, as in like when you're running ads on Facebook, you can target people who live in certain places in certain country, but you can't target people who are originally from which country who live in any other country. Okay, so that's kind of like the thing that we are actually looking at. But yeah, H4, I'm kind of like really don't really understand what you are talking about. So if you can just give me a little bit more context so that I can help you. Okay, I can see Chiwa is here. What's up, man? Yeah, I basically just want to quickly bring up a few questions. I mean, we don't have a lot of questions here. So if you guys have anything, right, fire away in the comment. I'll do my best to cover basically over here because, yeah, but before we dive right into it, I just wanted to do a quick shout out about my new program. Okay, I am launching the lead magnet game plan program together with my good friend Andrew, and it's gonna happen on the 24th of what is that? The 24th of Feb. Okay, which is coming Thursday. Okay, Andrew and I have been working on lead generation or lead magnet creation for the longest time. Andrew came from his background as a very super niche B2B business. Lead gen is one of the most important part in his business. And for my business, of course, lead gen is really the key. But then again, what we are talking about as a lead gen is slightly different from those people who does it, like developers and all that. Those are very simple lead gen where you throw out your product or services, and then you generate leads, people who are interested in your product or services, and you bring them over, contact them, hoping that you can okay basically to convert them. But on the other hand, businesses like us, as in like if you are a coach, if you are a service provider, if you are a something like a specialist, or you are a business, if you are in B2B business, in fact, sometimes lead generation may not be as straightforward. So I think for those who are in this line, you definitely know that the idea of lead generation is quite important in terms of giving some value upfront, okay, to bring the right people with the right interest into our framework, to really nurture them in the right way, and eventually, hopefully, we can convert them into a client or paying customers. So the process is slightly longer, and basically, there are many ways of creating lead magnets. Now, Andrew and I have gone through tens, if not hundreds, of lead magnets that we have created in the past many years. And in fact, combining what we have learned, we are sharing with you how to build lead magnet in the most effective way. So for those who know me, I'm a lead magnet. I'm a crazy lead magnet creator. In fact, I created close to 30 lead magnets since July 2020 up to now. So lead magnet creation is really in my blood. So basically, we will share with you some mistakes you must avoid to create lead magnet, and of course, Andrew has a different framework in terms of lead magnet creation and all that. So if this is your business, if it so happen that you are in lead generation business and you need to find better ways to get the people with the right interest into your framework, so that you are able to nurture them and convert them in the in the short to mid term, this is something that you want to join. So just go over to tribeofacademy.com/LMG. We're gonna go live for the first time on the 24th of February. I keep thinking that this is April already. What the hell happened to me? What the can't wait to get into the second quarter, right? I mean, very interesting. So yeah, if this is what you do. And just another shout out that I have here is I have also just launched my YouTube Jumpstart Academy, which is this is the group coaching program. Now, the group coaching program is very simple, where this is really for those people who wants to take advantage of YouTube. Now, for those who know me, I actually started YouTube marketing since July 2020. So since then, back then, I started dabble a little bit with my YouTube channel that I created like, I think in 2018 or earlier. No success. Most of the time is you throw the video into YouTube and cricket. Nobody views and just nothing happened. Basically, I was so heartbroken, and eventually I stopped doing that until 2020 July, because I had to use it to pair together with whatever I was doing to grow, to revive my business and to pivot my business. And I had to do that. And eventually we learned a great deal. Now, we did a lot of things correctly. Some things, some made some mistakes, and eventually up to now, in fact, my YouTube channel has become the main traffic and revenue driver for my business. I would say at this point of time, at least 70 to 80% of my coaching clients and my students found me through YouTube. But if you look at my YouTube channel, right, most of my YouTube videos has less than 100 views. In fact, a lot of them have lesser than 100 views. But then again, it doesn't really matter. Okay, the key idea about YouTube, I mean, if you are in a business where people look for you, like let's say, for example, if you are a financial provider or something like that, if you are a business coach, or if you are an agency, okay, these are the so-called businesses or industries that people were not actively seeking for information on Facebook, LinkedIn, even on Instagram and TikTok. So you may create content over there, but then again, it's very difficult for you to capture. Two reasons. First thing first is if you compare YouTube to social media are very, I mean, they have almost no searchability, as in like, it doesn't really help you when somebody is looking for you. But if you have a video on YouTube, because you have to understand YouTube is a search engine. It's the second largest search engine owned by the first number one largest search engine, Google. So when these two combines, you can imagine how powerful it is. So I don't want you to think about how you want to create content that go viral. No, no, no. It's about creating content that increases your searchability. Like my traffic to my website, my organic traffic grew by over 300%. 300, more than 300% with zero SEO. I mean, organic traffic. Of course, I do run ads and all this kind of thing, but the organic traffic grew by over 300% in 2021 alone. So that contributed a lot to my business growth, if you ask me. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that social media is not good, but then again, if you look at this, right, it's not long term because, like, when was the last time you got an inquiry for a post that you posted maybe 3 to 6 months ago on Facebook or LinkedIn? Very unlikely. But I'm still getting sales through some videos that I posted 1 to 2 years ago and still working for me up to now. It's powerful if you ask me. If you're in business that you need to rely on searchability a lot, where people will discover you and people will find you through YouTube or Google, you might want to consider doing this with me. Now we're going to start in July. What happened to me? We're going to start, the first cohort, the first batch is going to start in 1st of March. Okay, we are actually closing the so-called enrollment right now, but we have got a few slots left because I'm only taking up to 15 businesses, 15. We already fill up to about half already, in fact. And I'm not pushing it because, to be frank, in fact, I rejected a few applicants because if you are, let's say, if you don't have a business, you're just hoping to start YouTube to make money, this is not for you. And if you don't have an offer, if you are not ready, it's not for you. And if you want to create entertainment-based, create content, this is also not for you. This is really for businesses. So just imagine if you want to tap on the power of YouTube to drive traffic and revenue to your business in a sustainable, long-term way, you want to use my framework to build your YouTube channel. So you don't need to really, this is really something that I'm going to share with you, whatever that you need to do. In 6 weeks' time, we're going to jumpstart your YouTube channel. So if this is for you, I'm just saying, if this is for you, scan this QR code and apply. What's going to happen is we're going to have a chit-chat session. Basically, once you apply, please schedule a call, hopefully by next week. Yeah, because it's not going to, we're just going to kickstart next week. As in coming week. So, yeah, if we see fit, if my framework can help you, then you can jump on board. We can do this together. But if not, then of course, I will still share with you maybe some advice and some suggestions, and as in how you can really do something on your YouTube channel if you need it. So, okay. Yeah, basically, since we don't have a lot of questions, right, I'm just going to do a bit of advertisement. I hope you don't mind. So YouTube Jumpstart Academy is really for if you want to create a YouTube channel to grow your business, tapping on the searchability and the longevity of the content that you're going to create. You want to do this, okay? Now, yeah, I'm going to go into my first question. Let me see if there's anything that I missed here. I say if I got your questions in on, yeah, okay, you got your questions, type in the comment, okay? And yeah, we're going to do this together. All right. All right. The first question I have here is from Erna Wati. Erna Wati is asking this question on my video, talking about lifetime budget best practices. Now, here's the thing. If you want to use lifetime budget on your Facebook ads campaign, you have to understand that if you set it on a lifetime, in fact, try not to interfere. In fact, within this lifetime, let's say you set it to a month, you want to spend $100, for example. Usually within this 1 month time, we don't do a lot of adjustment on the budget, on the audience targeting. We just let it run its course. But if you go into lifetime budget, what's going to happen is, let's say, for example, if you want to spend $100 in a month, Facebook may not run the ads or may not spend the budget according to as in how much daily by even distribution. They may spend more on certain days. They may spend lesser on certain days. So you have to understand this is how it works. And basically, when it comes to lifetime budget, if you want to extend the lifetime, here's what my advice is. If you want to extend the lifetime, you should duplicate and set a new lifetime, because the moment let's say when you set it up for $100 for a month, usually Facebook will optimize that budget within that duration, the lifetime that you're talking about. The moment you adjust the budget or adjust the lifetime, it messed up the algorithm. So if you want to lengthen, as in you want to let this campaign run longer, I would suggest you create a new lifetime and you give a new budget to it. Okay, so basically, Ernawati's question is, you want to make sure if you do duplicate, can you get as good result as you get before? The answer is you may or may not, because the moment technically, if you duplicate a new ad set, it become a new ad set. So in a way, it will still go through a certain, its own learning to a certain extent. So here's my suggestion. If you want to have continuous, sustainable, as in like stable results coming in at, stability in your campaign, I would say if you can, use daily budget and you just do manual on and off as and when you see necessary. That's what I would suggest. Okay, because I'm not sure. Some people love lifetime because they say they have more control. But to me, it's very simple. Daily, I have more control, don't you think? I can set how much I want to spend. Like, every day I spend $10, for example. Now, by the time I don't want to spend, I can just stop it. But imagine if this is a lifetime budget, you run a few weeks and then you pause it and you on it back, you mess up the whole thing. If you agree with me. So I would say, yeah, depending on what you want. If you want stability and you want more control on the campaign, and try to minimize the interference, as in like if you go into lifetime, it's definitely when it comes to the end of the lifetime, when you duplicate, it will go through certain, adjustment, and you may or may not get back the result that you want. So Ranawati, here's my advice to you. I hope it helps. Okay. Now, guys, if you have any questions, post in the comment, right? I'm just gonna go over that. Okay, now this is Denver. Okay, this is Denver. Wait, TY is saying that daily is more flexible. Daily is more flexible depending on what you want to do at one time. So you're a daily supporter. Yeah, I would agree. Seriously, because if you want more control, and sometimes if you want to do adjustment of budget, as in like sometimes you want to push a little bit more and stuff like that, or even you want to take a pause, right? Yeah, that's something that thanks, TY. And okay, the next question I have is from Denver. Denver, I actually kind of like have to guess where is this question coming from, right? You're saying that it's all about duplication, where and when you should duplicate in ad campaign or ad set. After you duplicate, you should turn off the original or it should still active. What scale metrics you should prioritize in running? What scale metrics? Okay, Denver, you have a lot of questions here. So let me try to break it down a little bit. So first thing first, if you're talking about what to duplicate in a campaign, you have to understand each layer of the campaign controls certain things. So if you are duplicating the entire campaign, that means, well, it's really on the campaign level, right? If you're duplicating on the ad set level, what you're duplicating is the setting is the ad set, which is the audience targeting or the budget, and of course, it usually carries the ad, that if you have multiple, that there will be ads under the same ad set. So if you duplicate like that, it carries everything over. But if you're only duplicating the campaign, but of course everything within the campaign will go over. So it depends. If you are only duplicating, if you want to actually set up a new ad set with some adjustment, then of course we're duplicating the ad set. If you're duplicating the campaign, that means you're really starting over. So that's what I think. Basically, yeah. So that's the first segment of the question. And then after that, you say that after duplicate, should you turn off the original or it should still active? I would say this is entirely your choice, because the moment you duplicate, for example, let's say if you have an existing ad set and you duplicate a new ad set, depending on why are you duplicating it. Maybe you duplicate it because you want to set up a new so-called new audience targeting for it. If you want to set up a new audience targeting and then you want to keep the original ad set running, then of course we will keep them both running. Depending on what are you doing, you see? So you have to understand what are you doing exactly. All right. So if you are duplicating, because usually if you're duplicating for the sake of duplicating, you want to just have a jump start or something, I don't understand what are you looking at. Of course, if you don't want to overspend, you have to off the original one. So that's what I think. And the last segment of your question is about what scale metrics you should prioritize when running Facebook ads. Well, Denver, I would strongly recommend that you go over and find like Facebook ads metrics in my YouTube channel. Go and find these specific topics. I have a lot of videos talking about this, because you are very specifically talking about scale metrics. Now, when you want to scale a campaign, it's a different ballgame. But let's bring it back to the basic ones. If you are running ads on Facebook, fundamentally, I believe if you want to really keep an eye on your campaign, you have to look at a few metrics. Like first thing first, you want to look at your CTR all, and your CTR link click. And of course, you want to check your CPM to see whether it's stable. And of course, what else are we looking at? Frequency and your cost per results. And these are the few things definitely we will monitor. And depending on the combination, as in like, you know, what kind of campaign that you're running, or what kind of ad set, I mean, as in like creative combinations that you are using, we will have different metrics coming in. But if you need help on this part, well, you can actually consider joining my some of my Facebook ads analytics programs that is already available at this point of time. To be frank, Facebook ads analytics is something that I believe is really important. And if you kind of have some confusion about what to do, when to do, how to do it right, you definitely want to look into this area, because I always like to emphasize, running ads on Facebook is really the easiest part. If you agree with me, you just need to set up a campaign, you know, put out the audience targeting and put the ad in. Very easy. I don't think you need much expertise in this thing, but how do we make sense of the data coming in and to make the right decision, as in like what to do, when to do, and how to do it right, is really the key to differentiate from, you know, as a normal Facebook advertiser to an, you know, an advanced Facebook advertiser. In my opinion, if you can't analyze well, it's very difficult for you to make sense of it. So Denver, good question, but then again, you know, next time try to give me a little bit more context. Maybe give me information about what kind of campaign that you're running, and, you know, more info that will help. Okay, now guys, if you have more questions, we have a bit of time over here, but if you don't, I'm just going to do a quick plug. I've just launched a new program together with my buddy Andrew, and both of us combined, we have been generating leads for the longest time in our life. As in like, he was in B2B and I'm always in B2B, and using lead magnet to generate leads who are really truly interested in our business, and, you know, how to nurture them and turn them into clients. It's really something that I believe that is quite important for a lot of businesses. So if you are in lead gen business and you kind of like having some uncertainty in terms of how can I find more leads that are higher quality. Now, another angle to look at this is, well, how can I generate more leads with lesser, I mean, how can I create more lead magnets with lesser time and effort? These are all the questions that we'll be answering in this workshop. You know, this 2-hour workshop is a Zoom workshop, and you know, yeah, register if this is your business. Okay, but if you are looking to, like, let's say, because digital marketing has many phases. Okay, what I have been specializing in is really Facebook advertising, not even content. To be frank, if you look at my Facebook page, dull. If you look at my Instagram account, dull. I'm not a content person, because what I believe is, well, if I want fast result, right, I might as well just use money to find the right people to match them and bring them in, right? It worked to the longest time. But then again, YouTube opened up another so-called door for me to allow me to organically get found by thousands of people from all around the world. I mean, I want to give you a bit of context about what happened to my YouTube channel right now. Well, just imagine if you have a website or you have a presence that you are actually getting, my average number is about 900 new views. Okay, if I'm talking about 900 new views at this point of time, about 8 to 900 new views to my videos on my YouTube channel, meaning that every day I'm found by over 8 to 900 people from all around the world. So I want you to imagine what kind of business opportunities that might give you if you have this thing to your business. So combining whatever I learned in the past, close to 2 years, I have built a small, slow-growing, boring business YouTube channel for my business that has generated me multiple six-figure in revenue in the past close to 2 years right now. So if you want something like that, if you want to build YouTube into your traffic and revenue powerhouse, well, you really want to go into this. You want to go into this. So this is a group coaching program where at the moment we have different expertise at the moment. Now we have a music ukulele teacher, and we have wellness healer from the state, and we have an email marketing specialist. We have another one is like a Lazada seller trying to use YouTube to actually give a lot more product-based information about their product. And we have another one who is an coach, entrepreneurship coach from Singapore. It's a very interesting mix if you look at this situation. So if you are really keen to really build your YouTube channel into a powerhouse for your business, scan this QR code and we can get on a chat. Now, if you, it's only for business. If you are entertainment based, you want to try to build an entertainment YouTube channel, try to earn from advertisement, this is not for you. Now, if you don't have a business, this is not for you. It's only for businesses, and you want to open another channel to bring in high quality audiences into your business. This is the program that you want to look into. Okay, so yeah, scan this. Well, okay, now we have one from Eloise, right? Highly recommend my program, especially analytics course. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Eloise. Thank you for your endorsement. Definitely. Well, like I said, analytics is very interesting. But then again, if you're already in my universe, stay in touch. In fact, this year itself, I'm opening up a lot more phases of my so-called specialty, and I'm hoping to help more businesses leveraging on the right digital marketing, as in not just Facebook advertising. And of course, now we have YouTube marketing, we have lead generation, or lead magnet creation. All these are important elements to drive your online business to the next level. So, yep. Okay. So basically, let's stay in touch. And okay, now this is TY saying hi to Eloise, right? So, yeah, you guys are from the same batch from the program that we went through together. Awesome. Good to have you back. So, more questions, guys. Just want to make sure that I'm covering everything, because I've covered all the questions that I captured on my YouTube channel and my Facebook group already. So we're just gonna wrap this. Okay. I have no more questions. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, if you want to level up, just scan this QR code and let's build your YouTube channel into a crazy powerhouse this year itself. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Yeah, you guys be junior and senior. I like the idea. So just have fun, man. Okay. Thanks, Eloise. Thanks, TY, and everyone else who are with me tonight. Thank you so much for joining. As usual, I'll see you next Sunday night to answer more of your questions. All right. Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye.